Okay, guys, little treat. We got a late 40s Pontiac Hydra-Matic 4-speed transmission that Ed's tearing into, and we'll talk about that, okay? So come on along.
Now, this is a Hydra-Matic transmission of a 48 Pontiac straight 8.
Oh.
It's a 4-speed.
4-speed automatic?
Yeah.
In 1948?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they made them 2 different versions. This is the early one, and the later one had a pump from a rear pump on here, so it was a little bit wider.
Okay.
Other than that, it's really a strange transmission. It's a 4-speed, and this is like the old B&M Hydra-Matics they used to race.
Is that right?
Yeah. And this is the one that we had that we raced in a 52 Oldsmobile. And then we fixed the valve body. And the valve body's here. Again, there's the valve body. That's about it.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it has these pipes. I'll just tell you a little bit more.
Yeah.
These pipes go in here. So this transmission, when it was made, you couldn't hold low gear.
Okay.
So it would only go, if you had a race car, it'd go about 10 feet and go in a second. So anyways, we talked to a guy that worked in a transmission shop here in town, and he told us how to cut this pipe in 2 and put a block in here with a valve and a wire that went up to the shifter.
Okay.
So when we put it in low gear, that valve would pull out of here and the oil wouldn't go through here.
Ooh.
And we could hold low gear. Yeah. So we did that.
Interesting.
So we've been messing with these things since 3 or 64 probably,
Okay.
and made that valve. I do one of these once in a while. They're kind of complicated, but it's so long since I've had it apart that it's I kind of forget what I'm doing.
You have to start over learning all that.
It's got some complicated things in it,
Huh.
but not bad.
You make sure you get all the parts back in it when it's done?
Yeah.
Wow, so let's have another little bit careful.
Yeah, you can look at it. All kinds of
You got gears, and these are bands here that...
the bands. Yeah, that's how the band. It's a wraparound band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you know, can you give me any kind of description on how the bands interact with each other?
No, I wouldn't
I
have
have no
any
idea.
It's just where they shift, but one shift, they hold the clutch back.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other one hold it and makes it go the other way.
Okay.
That makes it.
So yeah, so one's holding, it makes the other one have to do the work, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
It's quite a complicated transmission, but we got it back together. It all spins nice and free.
So that's an Oldsmobile Hydra-Matic.
Yeah, 19. This would be a 50, 49 to 50.
Okay.
Out of a straight 8.
Out of a straight 8. Oldsmobile or Buick? What is
Pontiac.
this? It's a Pontiac. I'm sorry, that's right.
I had the motor. We rebuilt the motor.
Now I remember. Yep.
And the customer has another one of these cars, and I rebuilt that transmission probably 10 years ago.
So you specializing in these now? You're going to do a lot more?
No. Don't tell nobody.
Okay. We'll keep it our secret that you actually worked on this.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, so it looks like now you're putting it together now. You've already done what you're going to do.
We cleaned it. It was dirty.
Uh-huh.
It's filthy dirty because it's set with the oil in it. And the oil dried out and caked. So it's crystal.
Oh, wow.
We had quite a time getting something to eat the oil up. And the torque converter is really weird, too. I can get that. That's an interesting torque converter.
Okay. I'd love to see the torque converter.
Yeah.
Anything that they were imagining in 1948.
Yeah, so you want to just follow me over here?
Yeah. We'll follow you. Let's see here.
There's the torque converter.
Okay.
Now this goes on the transmission.
Uh-huh.
And that's the way it is. And then here's the inside.
Oh, you've got where we can see the veins in there.
Yeah. So this is maybe 1.5 inch shaft, and this is about a 1 inch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So all this goes in here. So when you get done, this would set in here. And then this is bolted on top of it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's got shimmers and stuff.
And then
And
you've
then
got springs
this-
there.
Yeah, springs. That's just a little,
Little shuttering.
shuttering,
catcher.
yeah. And then there's 32 bolts around this. And this bolts onto the flywheel.
It takes 32 bolts?
Yeah, 32 Little bolts right, yeah.
Wow.
Everything goes in. Yeah.
And it, wow. Okay. Well,
So that's different. And we
cool.
can take the converter part, and then if you were going to make a stall speed out of it,
Oh, right. Stall speed. Let's talk
Yeah.
stall speed.
yeah, we'll cut some of these vanes out of here. Centrifugal force goes in here and comes out here.
Right.
Forces, because it swings out
Sure.
from here, out.
Yep.
So then we'd cut some of these vanes out of here so they wouldn't be so close to one another,
Oh.
because they're real close. These when they put together, they're really close. So if
Okay.
we just cut the vanes out and make them wider, then more stall speed out of it.
So when you talk about cutting veins out,
Cut these vanes out like this.
okay.
Yeah. These are standard. This is the standard.
Okay.
And this basically is to hold this piece and this piece.
Okay.
That's why this is made that
So
way.
I'm imagining could you trim these down?
Yes, absolutely,
Okay,
with
that's what
a
you mean.
lathe.
On a lathe, so they don't get as close to each other.
That's right.
Okay, got it
Yeah.
now.
So we
okay.
take maybe a ½ inch out of here, like a scoop out of a ½ inch with a lathe,
Oh.
and maybe take some out of here too.
So now it's going to spin more before it's grabbing, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's
Okay.
stall speed. You can put it in gear and you rev it up in gear
Yeah.
before it starts moving. Yeah. So it's on here. You don't get to see that very often.
Well, we rarely get to see that.
Yeah, there's a converter like that you can't take apart. See.
Right, it's welded together, isn't it?
Yeah, they all are.
Yeah.
Well, now I think some of the converter people, he was in town here. See their name on the side
Yeah.
here. They have converters that you can unbolt. Then you can buy several of these and just unbolt your converter and change this
Okay,
to do a stall speed.
sure.
Yeah. So if you were in a track that didn't have so much compression, you get one that's cut down a little bit, or a little bit more, and just take the converter apart instead of buying
A whole setup.
a whole setup or a whole 4 or 5 converters.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
They've just started that in the last few years, I think, of unbolting the converters.
Huh.
Yeah.
But this one was detachable.
Yes. Yeah.
Huh. That's really cool. Well, thanks for showing us, Ed.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
fantastic.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's very fun. Take one last look at this transmission. So here's the side where that converter fits right there.
Yeah. All the splines. Yeah. All sets on here, and the big one here is the red drum.
Right. And then you can see the steps of the different diameters right there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Let's try that one more time. The little one spins just out there.
Yeah.
The middle-sized one spins closer.
Yeah.
Okay. They just spin them. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Is that a part of the story?
Yeah.
This is the last Hydra-Matic transmission I'll ever do. Everybody's teasing me about, well, I thought that was the last one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you've been drawn in to do another one
Yeah,
somehow.
just one more.
Yeah, just one more.
Yeah.
But this one, you're putting your foot down. This is the last one, huh?
I think there's, I don't know of anybody in town that would ever do one of these.
Yeah.
I don't know of anybody else in town that knows how to.
Now,
It's not that you need to know anything. If you take it apart a little piece at a time,
yeah,
it's like it only goes back together one way.
right.
And you just put it back together again and take it apart.
And you can figure out with common sense, you can tell if something's wrong, I guess.
Yeah, and just put it back.
Yeah.
Different sizes, like I say, it's just can't. It's all made
Yeah.
to go together. Yeah.
Okay.
So if anybody can take it apart, they can put it back together.
Right. As long as they're paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what about was there nothing actually failed on it? It was just
No, it's
picked
just
up?
dirty. It was all crusty with mud
Okay.
and dirt. This thing was really crusty.
Wow.
So
But it didn't actually get damaged beyond.
no, there
use.
was nothing wrong with it.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
that's pretty cool.
Well, you look at the side of it here, too. This, I guess there's a plate that
This
goes
is
over this.
The valve body,
Oh, that's the valve body
the
there.
governor, and all that stuff goes in here. Yeah,
Oh, I see. Yeah, it attaches there.
yeah.
Okay. Very good. I'll let you get back to work.
Okay, good.
All right. Thank you, Ed.
Yeah.
Back to work, Don.
Okay.